It's cute here.
One other thing. If it's hard to go against Zorn, stop Smooth, man. Smooth had a 0-0 in 12 game on that Gatot.
But do we think the real person to stop? Because when in game 1, Chibi was the one who really got shut down.
Yep.
And I think depending on what jungler Chibi gets, RRQ needs to get something that can really target down.
I feel like that's the idea because, like I said, talking to players, they say that Joy is the counter to Suyo. But that didn't happen, you know?
Well,
because
Jawhead's such a good answer.
Jawhead, yeah, exactly.
Such a good answer. Because the electrifying beats is literally a, I'm going to run around in circles on you, and Jawhead denies that completely, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So counter the counter.
Counter the counter.
So similar bans still for both teams.
RQ does take red side.
So half of their win condition in the draft
is red side.
is already executed. Hilda gets banned out, so Vamos wants that Suyo again.
Will they let it through? If this is the third game in the row, if ever it does happen, RQ doesn't ban it out. There's a Jushin still, but if they still want to get their hands on that too, they can just let it.
Seems like a lot of teams are letting through the major. Like the Jushin and the Eve that was banned so much in the beginning, a lot of teams are like, no, we're not even banning this anymore.
Vamos doesn't even pick it up. So even if you let it go, the chances of them picking up Jushin is super low.
Oh,
but they ban it anyways.
It's a throwaway ban.
What?
It's a throw.
You know the Suyo is coming.
I mean, they could have banned Hylos, but they might want Hylos, right? They could have banned Cho, but they might want Cho. And RQ's known for this. They'll give over a pick to get some trades back, right?
What if RQ picks up the Valentina? But then Warlord will pick up the Sicilian. Sicilian Carmilla could come back.
But then you don't know who Sutsujin will be using.
I mean, I think they could lock in the Joy here and be okay with it, right? I mean,
also,
you mean for RRQ?
Even though,
Boy Valentina?
Yeah.
Like,
even though they had a little trouble with the last game?
Gatot, yeah. Gatot Eve. So the Valentina is going to get locked in here. And Hylos is not a good matchup against the Eve, but some teams do brute force it.
And I'm not sure if, like, Smooth wants to play that. Sorn, I have a feeling he doesn't. The Cho's still available for Vamos too, but
has lost both games, by the way. Cho has lost both games, just to remind you guys.
Yeah, they could just not go Cho. I mean, honestly, RQ could look for something similar that they had in game 1 and look for that last pick jungle again. Maybe lock in like the Granger here as their third pick, like what they did in game 1, and keep their draft very open, very flexible. Because they had a lot of advantage in game 1 when they had that flexible, they had something similar. I don't think it was the Hylos and the, but they go for Skylar on the Wan. So now RQ's falling into comfort.
Yeah, because they see the Hylos, and no matter what hero Zorn picks up, they're very comfortable with this kind of lineup.
So there's a could there be a chance that the blue comes up?
Banned. It has been banned, yeah.
Let's go. It seems like they were able to set this up. Even the Irithel now taken out, although we know for a fact that Nets is really comfortable with a carry for the entire series.
But now Vamos can ban Susujin. Although to be fair, Susujin is kind of hard to ban against.
He is though.
Carry's a little tough against one. I know that they had a good game last game with the carry, but honestly, it's a if RQ is playing well and pressuring right, it could back.
That's a good ban.
Yeah.
I respect that. Yeah, I respect that.
And that's what we've gotten to in this point. It's like just targets, like just, all right, this is giving us trouble. Does Vamos ban out the Ruby here?
Vamos.
And then go back to picking something up like the Jawhead or something like that, like something that can control mid.
Honestly, that could work well for their last ban. And for RRQ, Nets hero once again?
Something about the Akai.
I mean, Team Spirit used it against them one time, though. It wasn't like...
It was one time.
It was one time.
But this is uno, dos, tres, hala, vamos.
Or they go for like, they could always ban out the Alpha here, ban out the Hayabusa if they really think that RQ is going to go something like a
Hayabusa ban.
Oh, Hayabusa is banned, yeah.
If they respect the Joy.
The Joys? And it's really just the Joy, the Alpha, the Nolan. Yeah. Oh, but
Matilda.
They ban out the Matilda here. So does Sujin want to go for like another Assassin or the Alpha? I mean, they have the Eve.
I think they're still safe. I think they saved jungle for last pick, right?
Yeah, pick up someone tankier here too. I mean, Ruby's open if they want to go that route.
Ruby and Eve, the Ruby Eve combo is also vicious. You hold everyone inside of the RWM as much as possible. Tig also open, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
Option.
It's just that you don't want to give Warlord.
Yeah.
Oh, Franco?
Oh, wait.
Franco 1-1. Oh,
okay.
This is a... This is a skill pick. Yeah, it's an answer.
It's a skill pick. I mean, Franco's always an answer. It's always a possibility. It's a high risk, high reward, right?
Dude, the Valentina will get the bloody hunt for themselves too.
True.
So
Does the Valentina want to get that close though?
that's.
I mean, it's decent like peel. It's decent like if you're coming at me, but
I mean,
Implosion's worth it.
You could...
Bloody hunt is a little risky.
If you can get it on the 1-1.
Yeah, then you're...
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Although Gato can kind of stop that.
Yeah.
Like, he can taunt you out of it. So, vamos. The last pick is going to be very crucial here. They pick up the carry and the jawhead. So, whatever worked, pick it up again.
What's the jungler?
Okay.
Last pick jungler.
What's the jungler?
Like, Alpha is still open. They could just round themselves out with something like that.
I want to go crazy, say Granger, but I don't know.
Don't go. Whatever you do, RQ.
I mean, additional CC would work, but the...
Time to drop the beat of the Flash!
They're picking up the beat of the Flash. They're picking up the beat of the Flash.
All right, so yeah, this time we're going to see if Sushijin gets to dance to the beat of the Flash. We're going to see how T-Bless works. This is going to be very interesting tracks. Let me just say, if this happens, whatever happens in the last years of the day, I respect you. I respect you.
I respect you too.
So thank you very much, gentlemen, Brigida, as well as Trex. But now we have to give to our cousin, Mirko, as well as Naisu.
Well, today I learned we are
cousins.
We're
cousins?
We're all one big family.
I mean, to be fair, biologically. Historically, maybe.
Historically. You know what? Well, going down to this, again, we got a preview of the draft. Here's one last look. It's game 3. This is what we wanted, especially now that we're here in the knockouts. Yeah. You know, it's down to one game. Is going to be Team Vamos here, of course, from Malaysia. The hometown villains, like they like to call them, or it's going to be the Kingdom. RRQ Hoshi. We've just seen one of the fastest, or the fastest games in game 2 that Team Vamos got a victory off of. This time around, we'll see how this all plays apart. Interesting lineups, you know. I know we had some similar reactions going through the draft as the panel. But yeah, I'm wondering if Susujin's going to have a better time in the jungle this time, because we know how fast Chibi got going. Whoa.
That's a focusing mark on the jawhead. Zorn, an interesting choice to go for. He didn't go for this earlier, right? I think he went for Concussive Blast in the mid lane. Rin's almost just got a solo kill on Warlord. But yeah, everything else is quite normal, right? Dyron not opting for the Revitalize again for the Vengeance. But there you go, Susujin winning out the Retreat battle for the Lethal Wanderer.
This is so interesting. Yeah, it was Concussive Blast previously, and that's usually what you see, but focusing mark, and it's funny because usually there are those iterations of the Franco where like they run the focusing mark too, but obviously most people now take the Concussive Blast. But if Zorn finds any of the targets early on with a focusing mark, it obviously will help with a burst. We already got a preview even of last time how much damage Chibi was doing, so what more if you throw in a little extra damage, you know, to go ahead and play that part. Now, pretty steady thing so far. Nothing too crazy aside from that almost first blood in the mid lane. So this will set things up really well for a first objective, the turtle take. Hooks as well from Edok, going to play a part in this fight. Chibi's going to jump in.
Oh, a lot of damage. Over to Rin, Susujin. Walk up as well. Ejector ready though. Electrifying beats from Susujin under the turret. Now a splash of damage from Warlord. He's going to trade back. Diamond rotating in. Oh, that's a hook. A flick around on the Purify. 2 big resources. Smooth from the top lane. Rotates into the mid lane just to get a little bit more room for Warlord to clear it out. Skylar in the bottom lane now. On the Inspire in the 1v1. Nets has to respect this. Nets actually wants to move forward. It becomes an even trade in the bottom lane.
I feel like this matchup between Nets and Skylar has been one of the most like action-packed, you know, laning like the 1v1s, especially early on. Like they hear, man, everybody's fighting in the mid lane. We want to fight, you know. So that's how that plays out. But this brings us now to the first turtle. RRQ is going to go ahead and set things up smooth, dropping down the ultimate.
Good moves from Sutsujin. Retreat battle. Chibi again. Real world manipulation. Zorn going to be caught in it. The immobility field. Dyron picks. Oh, it's an Iron Hook. And a bloody hunt from Edok.
What a hook!
All the way from downtown. That was max range.
That was on point.
That's Edok.
That's Edok's Franco right there. And, you know, there's not much you can do against that. Now here, Dyron should be fine. He does have the Vengeance, again, this time around with the Gatakacha. So, interesting how that first turtle played out. Of course, it went over to Team Vamos, but they lost the fight. And so for RRQ, they build up. There's a Corrosive Scythe now for Skylar. Going to be the first item he locks in and prioritized. Meanwhile, Net's still working on that first one because he did also pick up those level 1 boots. So this goes back to the thing where Edok just plays around the hook. If they can get it set up, then that's great. If not, then you wait for Team Vamos to try to do the same thing, because once that flicker is available from Zorn, he might try to set it up.
You want to know a fun fact, Naisu?
Fun fact.
Throughout the ages of RRQ Hoshi rosters, we always have a Franco god in the lineup.
Yeah?
Vin, obviously Naomi, and then now we have Edok.
Oh!
Again, I mean, was that a hook? Was that a solo kill? I have no idea. Edok still has the bloody hunt. Skylar still has the crossbow of Tang, so it definitely seems to be a hook, right? There's no way that would just be picked off randomly.
Yeah,
or maybe over, I don't know.
I mean, he didn't have flicker, but yeah, it had to be a hook. Edok locked in, man. That was, you know, when you would look at it, but that's going to give Skylar this advantage that he was already fighting for, and going to get a lot of extra gold now off that gold plating. So interesting thing for Team Vamos is how do they kind of respond to this, because, you know, Prodigy or not with this. Oh, hold on. Bottom lane.
The ejector to bring him back. Wow. Finally, he gets a taste of his own medicine. There you go. That's the pickoff game, and Team Vamos will be able to get a kill over. Rims dodging him for the stun. The real world manipulation will lock him down, though. But he will still be able to walk away. Chibi, a bit more damage with the arrow there, as Rins pops in the regeneration. And now Vamos with the control over the turtle.
All right, they're going to start it up. Again, they have an advantage with this one. They want to go 2 for 2. Holding it together. Zorn zoning out. They might force something out here.
RWM coming down. Retreat. No, it's Zorn. This time who wins it out. Sutsujin with Jason AOG from Dyron to take the kill. He tanks up a bit of the shot. Sutsujin's able to escape. Smooth. Running him down. Dyron with a vengeance. Chasing Zorn down. Ejector ready. Zorn just walks away. And Smooth gets the double. RRQ Hoshi just cannot get a turtle.
They can't get a turtle, but they will get some kills. But now Nets finally picking up the turret. Here comes Edok.
That's a bloody hunt. He's all alone for now, but he knows that Nets doesn't have. Oh, in blank iron hook. That's the one you don't expect to miss, but that's the one that Edok misses. Nets gets away.
It's kind of amazing how it works, right? I know all the Franco players know. The point blank ones you don't hit, the far ones you do.
Electrifying beat, Smooth is healing through all the damage. Sutsujin will have to just back away, and Vamos take back the control of the game with this momentum.
Just like that, too. Team Vamos able to go ahead and diminish the gold lead that RQ built up in the early portion of the game. And now it's pretty much even Stevens. You know, they are going to be able to continue to test for the objective, the third turtle that does come up. RWM held on here from Warlord. Will have to go ahead and back off a little bit. Dyron tanky enough, but this is going to be a crucial part where I feel like RRQ Hoshi definitely wants to go ahead and contest for that turtle and make it work. You know, lock it in if they can. But if they decide not to, it's not the end of the world. Team Vamos can go for 3 for 3 for the turtles, and then RRQ Hoshi looks elsewhere. This is also where we start to see where that transition for Skylar, now that he's got 2 items, he's got the Golden Staff now, alongside that Corrosive Scythe. He's going to be a big part of some of these skirmishes and team fights that do break out if he can get the airtime with the Crossbow of Tang. And meanwhile, Rins 2, where he sets up the real-world manipulation, is going to be crucial. We're 10 seconds away from that turtle. Positions already happening here, but Chibi will stay topside, pushed into that tier 1. There's a hook.
Iron hook over to Zorn of Bloody Hunt as well. Skylar will be able to get all the tags, all the weakness points. Crossbow attack ready with the real world ablation. Oh, Warlord gets stuck with AOG. Sutsujin electrifying beats. Now it's Skylar dishing out damage. Oh, Sutsujin to fade away. Last hit doesn't get it. Skylar with a double.
Chibi?
That's very low. Able to run away from that, but gets slowed down. Chibi needs one more hit, but he gets taunted by Dyron. Rins a few more shots of the Void Blast, but Chibi is able to walk away. 4 for 1 trade. Chibi. That's a dangerous game. Gets Rins with a flicker forward to take Chibi down. And Skylar gets the turret. Finally, Sutsujin will get a turtle.
It's one of those things where you're like, is this the right choice? No, it's not, Chibi. Not only did he go for the wrong target or couldn't capitalize on the kill, but then gets punished for overstaying on his side of the jungle. So they lose a whole lot in that fight. Now RRQ Hoshi, you know, when I said it was even Stevens, they heard that and said, no, not anymore. 3K ahead now, plus that last turtle of the game. Holy Crystal picked up by Sutsujin, so now he's gonna hurt even more on this Joy. And so advantages for RRQ Hoshi. Massive right now. Skylar sees 4 from Team Vamos. They'll go ahead and back off here.
Wow, Skylar has actually opted to go for the golden staff. So that's 3-item power spike. Almost gets that hook in the bush. Zorn, good read to space out just a bit more. This is actually not the most common build, but it is the build that Skylar has gone for most of the time in the M6 World Championship. He always likes to go for the golden staff. Usually we see Windtalker or even Malefic Gun here. Unstoppable. Okay, Horse used up. Dyron just walks up and dashes away. Sutsujin? No, all right, they're chilling.
At this point, you know, I feel like Team Vamos needs to bring it down a little bit. Because of that whole last team fight, it feels like things got a little too chaotic for them. They need to kind of, chill down a little bit. Hook's not going to land there. You always got to catch your breath when that hook is thrown out, you know? And
nail biter.
Yeah, it is. And for Team Vamos, they're feeling it. You know, they're biting the nails right now because of just how much of the scaling is happening for RRQ Hoshi, and it's not happening for them. They definitely need to buy some more time, and I feel like this is also where it gets a little bit difficult for Zorn because we just saw it. You know, if he can go in with the Unstoppable Force and get the ejector off, that's great, but then honestly, with this kind of lead, he gets blown up so quickly, too, that he's just kind of out of the picture. There he is. So he does show himself, but that tier 2 does go down.
Yeah, and there's no trade on the board right now. RRQ just cruising through some of these turrets up top, getting the far lane control. That's the Malefic Gun we were expecting as 3rd item, but he picks it up as 4th. So that's a Fed 1-1 right now, man. Great moves from Zorn, though, to actually just space away from these hooks.
He's going to have to right now. He's also going to be the one front side alongside with Smooth. We'll see if they actually contest this. Sutsujin getting in position. It's being held here by Skylar. They could force the fight. A couple flickers available. That hook won't land, but they go in.
RWM already. Zoning Warlord in the back. Dyron popping a vengeance, but Nets will be able to deal with him. Zorn caught in the midst of it all. Skylar will be able to jump in. That's a bloody hook. Chibi again with a retribution. But Sutsujin takes the killing spree over. Skylar's on the chase. Under the turret. Needs one more. It's a double for Sutsujin. But for some... Enoch tries to go for the flicker play. Doesn't get it. It was together with Rins. It was a flicker slow, but it was not enough to take anyone down.
Man, he landed them earlier in the game, but these ones he won't be on point with unless he gets one here. They do hold the Lord. They take care of it quickly. RRQ Hoshi, they lost the objective, but they'll win that fight on exchange and really just kind of negate the push that was coming through with that Lord. But Chibi, you know, against it, able to secure that at least for now, but they are going to lose the tier 2 now in mid lane, and they're back to the drawing board to try to find a way to turn the tide in this game, because right now RRQ Hoshi pulling very far ahead, 6K up now.
All right, nice. So this is the part of the game where we actually get to talk about the pattern. I don't think it's a pattern anymore. You know, game 1, you could be like, all right, you know, might be lucky. That retry win. Game 2 happens all over again. He got stopped 10 minutes. Game 3, they're winning, and it's still only 1 turtle. And that was the one that was for free. So Sutsujin hasn't gotten a single retry win, this at least on neutral objective, right? He got a Lethal Wanderer win.
Can we count that?
If we do, that's 2.
All right. We can count that because, you got to give it up. Even when Chibi is down, he's still able to actually go for that retry. You got to be able to respect that. And that's also why they've been prioritizing the Suyo. This is one of the heroes. You know, before it was, you know, the Lings and the Hayabusas that really help you do that. Well, now Suyo's the flavor of the, I would say, year, month, whatever it is, the patch. And that's the thing. So even if he's down, he's still able to go ahead and contest. And if he continues to do that, it might buy Team Vamos enough time in this game number 3 where they possibly turn the tide. And honestly, for Nets has been able to farm up pretty well. He's still quite a bit down in terms of against Skylar, but as long as he gets the spacing to work with and doesn't get caught out, he's only got a flicker, then they might be able to shred down some of that front line in a couple minutes. You know, they still got to buy some time. They're not really in the fighting form yet. And even with this Lord coming up here in less than a minute, it is still a decision that they have to make. Is it worth us putting the team in danger and an opportunity for us to get crashed down on, especially that there's a Gatakacha across from you. That's, I think, the question that Team Vamos has to ask themselves, because that could change the course, obviously, of the series, where maybe they decide to let it go and then they'd have to defend, or do they want to actually go and fight it out? Two big items being picked up here for Team Vamos. Divine Glaive now for Warlord. Chibi with that Malefic Roar. Still, ENOC is going to do this all the time.
Yeah.
You know? You miss all the hooks you don't take, pretty much, at this point.
Yep, that's true, you know? So he's just going to continuously shoot it out there. This is a retreat bait, right? But Suyo was actually not there. Skylar just picks up the purple buff. They were trying to go for the retreat bait. No one was actually there, so I think they should be aware that the Suyo hasn't revealed himself in a while now. That's an Iron Hook. Over to Smooth, the Bloody Hunt as well. Oh, instant crossbow of Tang! He bought the winner, crowd a bit too late. Sunsujin runs him down. A great angle to get the real world manipulation. And Skylar gets a double. RRQ Hoshi, they take control of the game. He hasn't been landing the shots, but once he does, it looks like it might be game over.
Might be game over here. They're going to work on the base turn to the bottom side, and they post up ready to end the game.
Warlord trying to divert the minion waves into the top lane. Throw the flicker backwards. The minion waves will be dealt with, but that's just one. There's another wave in the bottom lane. RQ looking for it. Warlord with a splash of damage. In the mid lane they go. Base turret going to be taken down. Slowly but surely. Warlord really low. Sunsujin looking for the angle. The Iron Hook will go and whip again. The glorious pathway from Smooth as he respawns back in the game. And RQ Hoshi will say, we are happy with turret number 3 in the mid lane. We will go to the Lord.
They'll go to the Lord. They'll secure themselves the objective. And Team Vamos, I asked the question earlier, do they want to go and actually try to contest things out? They got a nice wave pushing up top, but it's that hook that still set things up, start of the fight. And you mentioned it, Chibi was in position, but then he got spotted out too and had to respond.
For a second there, Naisu,
yeah,
I got deja vu to the CFU game.
Did you?
It was a 1-1. It was 2 members. Hey, I would be lying if I said I wasn't shaking.
You know what? I think a lot of people can't count out any Malaysian team at this point, but here we are. Lord pushing into the mid lane. We'll see if they're able to defend against this.
He gets a taunt over to Chibi. Baits up the skill 1. That's an Iron Hook and the crossbow tang ready. Skylar can wait out the winner crown. Eat up with a flicker out. Now crossbow tang to Smooth. Now to Warlord. Skylar's going crazy with a crossbow with tang. The immortality buy from Edok. Sunsujin buys the immortality as well. Now Nets free hitting. It's going to be Sunsujin to take the kill. That's a monster kill. Even with the shutdown. RRQ Hoshi will prevail 2-1.
And the kingdom rises, cutting down the hometown villains with a decisive strike. RRQ sends Vamos to the lower bracket, proving their dominance once more.
A phenomenal performance from both these teams. RRQ Hoshi came in swinging in game number 1. Game number 2, Vamos. It's the high highs and the low lows of Vamos. When they get rolling, when they have the momentum, you see a 10-minute game.
Yep.
But when they don't, you see game number 1 and 3.